Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be with you guys. It's been a few days since I've uploaded anything, mainly for the reasons that we have been just going from place to place in the United States. I've just been having a wonderful time meeting the brothers and sisters in Christ. And, today I just uploaded a short about, the prayer of the Lord, which I just misquoted by intentions. Jesus says, pray this prayer, and we prayed, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And this part, forgive us our trespasses as we hang on or hold on or remind everyone of their trespasses. That's not what Jesus says. Jesus said, hey, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive others. And I want to tell you a story about how the Lord actually taught me what forgiveness is. I was in Bangladesh one time and I got robbed. And so in the process, that they almost killed me. And I got up. The guys took all of my things, including my fake passport, which I was going to use. And so, anyways, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I can't go to my next destiny and this and that and everything else. And then I met my pastor, and the pastor said, Afshin, do you believe God can do anything? I said, yeah, of course. He said, can God right now take you from here and put you in Canada with your family? I said, of course. He said, then let him do that if he wants to. If he doesn't, then it's a sign that you're supposed to be here. And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. It just relieved everything. I also got to tell you that I felt like, okay, I need to forgive this guy who stole the money from me. I just said to the Lord, honestly, Lord, I forgive him. I give everything. Let nothing be recorded against him. And it was just a genuine prayer that I could muster up to offer this guy. And I felt such a relief for myself. So, anyways, I gotta say, it was difficult because I had no money. And I was in a hotel, and my brother and I, we had nothing. And the hotel guy wanted money every week, every day, for food and everything else. So suddenly the guy forgets to collect money. We reached out to my family, my father and mom, got some money, send it to us. And we're going to the bank. It says the money is gone, but the bank says no, no. And we were just so frustrated with everything. We didn't know what to do. As we were walking out of the bank, this is like a week or 10 days later, then my brother finds a piece of paper literally on the floor of the bank. And when he picks it up, it's our name. Actually, that was the receipt of the money that my father had sent. Somehow, it was not in the hands of the officials, but it was just rolling around in the floor of the bank where the customers walk. So we got our money, we came there, and then right then and there, when we had the money, the bank manager said, panicking, he realized that he hasn't charged us for a while. He says, look, I'm sorry, I need to charge you. Oh, there's the money. So there was lots of miracles that happened. My focus is not that miracles, even though those miracles were the fruits of first someone robbing me. That was the first time I saw God provide for me. I, you know, I didn't get it. I thought, oh, there's a miracle. But I didn't realize that this miracle is the result of a need that was created. The fact that that guy robbed me created an opportunity for me to forgive. But when I forgave, it created an area and an opportunity for heaven, for my Father in heaven to show that he is Jehovah Jireh. And that is the system of Christianity. In life, as I have matured in my walk with Christ, I have noticed Jesus Christ has given me a lot of opportunity. One of the hardest ones to learn is when people call you, you're deceived, you are, I don't know, possessed by demons, you're a false prophet, and all these kind of words. I have had the privilege of even being called Satan incarnate. And I thought, why would anyone dare to give such names to another human being? How do they come up with these things? But that was the wrong question. One day, as I was praying, I was just sitting, and as a Middle Eastern, we find it shameful to complain about our brother who is doing something wrong to us, to the world. We share that, and my mom always said, if you speak evil of your family, it's like spitting straight into the air. Where does it land? I said, my own face. I said, that's talking bad about your family. But, we can share heart to heart. And that's what I'm trying to do. I realized one day as I was sharing with my father and with the Lord, hey, Lord, why do they do this? Why do they say this? And he asked me, and he said to me, Afshin, you're asking the wrong question. So what do you mean? He said, you are not seeing the opportunity. So what is the opportunity? He said, the opportunity is to receive the same persecution and accusations that I was given. If you're going to be like me, I have to provide the same opportunities I was given. I glorified my Father in all those opportunities. And if you're going to follow my way, then I will make sure you will never miss out on those opportunities that I received and how I used them to glorify my Father. This path is not going to be a different path. And that day, honestly, something happened for me. I had this moment of epiphany that, oh my goodness, we all want to follow Jesus, but we want to follow him in the path of healing people, maybe seeing the blind see, the lepers cleanse, the dead rise. But that path that Jesus walked included a lot more than that. Yes, the power of the miracles was revealed in those things, but the depth of Jesus's love, the height, the width, the length of his love and grace and mercy was revealed through those. His dedication to the Father's plan was proven through those. So I know today we have a whole bunch of Christians and a whole bunch of Christian schools that teach and want to create the new disciples that just go perform miracles. I would rather encourage the next generation of disciples to be willing to suffer and be persecuted and accused for Jesus. Because those people who are willing to be going through the suffering of Jesus, those people we can count on to be the next generals to lead an army for the Lord or raise an army for the Lord. I know many of us, we love evangelists to go out and preach the gospel and see people come to Christ. And I have that calling on my life as someone that has had the privilege of going to so many places and share the gospel. Man, it's so wonderful to see them. But if you just share the gospel and you don't disciple them, you have made just believers. Now, I got to tell you, Jesus did not say, go to the ends of the world and make believers. He said, go make disciples. And you know what? Every disciple is a believer, but not every believer is a disciple. And that is the key. Jesus is looking for disciples. And for me, discipleship is not me training the guy that has just believed how to share the gospel with somebody else so that they believe and they won't go to hell. The way Jesus taught the disciple was to get them to become a family, to have a community. Today, I was in a pastor's house who found out about 6 months ago that he has had cancer. He went through operation. Part of the tumor was removed and it was in his brain. So he has lost his speech and part of his movement side, left and right side of his body. You know, that man of God has served the church for 30, 40 years. And now he's sitting at home, not even being visited by any of the church members or the pastors or the leaders, elders. The wife was saying that one or two people from the church he served for so many years only visit him because he was never a father to them. He was just a worker that got paid. And that's the sad story of today in the churches. We call each other's brothers and sisters, but in truth and reality, we know we don't even consider each other as just a simple friend. And that is the sad reality. And Jesus took 12 disciples, and by the time he was finished, he had made one family. Yes, one family. And now you realize the command that was given to Adam has never changed. Go, be fruitful, and multiply. You know, my son many years ago said something beautiful to me. After so many years of ministry, I was wondering how come churches go through so many splits. And I prayed and fasted for a year and a half, asking. And I had one day the Bible open in Greek and Hebrew and this and everything. And I was just so desperate to find the answer. I wanted to know, why is the body of Christ so divided? And then my son, who is 8 years old, runs from the balcony and says, Dad, you know what? I said, what, Kurush? He said, you know, when we meet people, if we become family with them, the family will become a church. And instantly in my head, I hear, you and your family shall be saved. I'm like, oh, if we become family with them, the family, yeah, that makes sense. They will believe, then believers, all ecclesia, okay? And he says, but Dad, if we meet people and we become a church, not every church becomes a family. And I'm like, what? And he says, Dad, you know, people will always leave a church, but they can never leave a family. And it blew me away. And he just turned around and walking away. And I just wasn't finished. I shouted, Kurosh, tell me more. He said, no, Dad. That's all that God told me. You know, Jesus will build his church if you and I take the commandment that God gave Adam seriously and we become a family. If we offer him a family, he will turn that family into a church, a healthy church. But if we give him a bunch of orphans that have no intentions of becoming a family, at best, have just given him workers, servants. And God is not looking for servants. He's looking for sons and daughters. I want to challenge you. In church, with your Christian friends, How many of them are your true family? How many of them are you willing to die for? Because if you're willing to die for somebody, only then, Jesus says, no greater love than someone laying their life for a friend. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you. If you like, subscribe, tell others to come. I know not everybody has the stomach for these kind of teachings. I'm completely okay with that. But for those of you who feel called to journey with us, we ask you to just pray for us and see how you want to support. Blessings. Till next time.